Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to Summertime Tarot. For those of you who don't know, my name is Summer and this here is what I'm calling a heartbroken singles love reading, right? So this is for folks who may have recently gone through a breakup, who may be having a hard time with relationships, with love, right? Want to be open to love but have been having a hard time, and we're just going to be taking a look at, what may be blocking you and what you can do to get things moving in the right direction in your love life, okay? But let's go ahead and see what's going on here with our single Sagittarians. Sun, Moon, Rising sign. Okay. So we have here self-acceptance. Nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself. When you offer your whole being fully to love, self-acceptance arises spontaneously. May I rest in our oneness, dear divine. Okay, bottom of the deck we have here ambition. May I offer all my deepest longings to love itself and invite a divine plan beyond the mind's imaginings. Please use me for the highest good. Yeah, I feel like some of you here, right, maybe kind of being hard on yourself, pushing yourself to be a certain way or to have certain things when it comes to love, right? It may be, you may be like, I need to, I don't know, get married and have kids, or I don't know, whatever it may be. But I feel like it's because you may have this kind of idea of yourself or idea of what your life is supposed to look like. And I feel like you may feel as if you're not matching up to that ideal. And you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself to be a certain person or to live a certain life. And I feel like that's kind of, blocking you here from being all that you can be and having all that you want, because you're kind of, right, you could be belittling yourself or like harboring resentments towards yourself, towards your life. Or even it could be, to your partners, right? Maybe you have this idea of your life, and when things don't match up, you may take it out on your partner, or it may just negatively affect your relationships, because you have this idea of what you want it to be or what you need it to be for you to be happy. But let's see here what's in your blockages here. What's blocking single Sagittarians? Got compassion. Yeah, I feel like you may not be very compassionate towards yourself. Karmic completion. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I feel like with this spiritual career showing up, like I feel like you may have this, like I was saying, this plan or this goal, this idea for your life, but I feel like with the karmic completion showing up, you may be like attached to or like still repeating kind of karmic cycles in your life. You may still be like attracting or attracted to folks who may not have like your best interest at heart, or who may not like just share the same desires or life goals as you. But I feel like you may not be kind of letting them go. When you realize that, you may be holding on to them, which is then kind of hurting you, your life, because it's kind of negatively affecting you and what's going on for you. All right, you may even like harbor a lot of resentments towards yourself or towards other people. Right, towards your partners even, about, you know, how things have ended up. But I get the feeling like you may be taking it out mainly on yourself, which is then kind of keeping you stuck, because you could be like blaming yourself for how past relationships went, or, you know, just being kind of mean to yourself. Right, on the flip side, you could be, you know, kind of harboring resentments to your partners or your past partners, and kind of maybe even blaming them for how things went down, lashing out at people, right, or at yourself. Yeah, which I feel like is kind of making it harder for you to kind of see all of the good things around you, but also kind of closing you off from new good things. It's kind of keeping you beholden to this kind of cycle in your life that you don't want anymore. But I feel like because you may be kind of blaming yourself, or still kind of harboring or holding on to those kind of, you know, cycles, you could be kind of replaying or repeating things in your head, or just kind of going over it, right? Some of you may even be kind of repeating cycles in relationships. It could be with like one person, or it could be with like other people. But I feel like you're kind of repeating it with the karmic completion here, and it's blocking you from getting what it is that you really want for yourself. But I feel like it all kind of stems from how you feel about yourself, the things that you may, you know, say to yourself when you're alone, your thoughts, your feelings for yourself, right? We have acceptance showing up here. Again, it says, I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Right? Some of you may even be trying to change people, right? But I feel like it kind of starts with, you know, you changing yourself. But I feel like it's like to do with how you feel about yourself. You may not accept yourself as you are. You may blame yourself for a lot of things. Yeah. I feel like you could also, you know, this idea that you have for yourself, for your life, for what you want, you may not believe that you can have it. And that's what's kind of holding you back, right? It's holding you in this kind of cycle of kind of like repeating these same things in relationships, because you may be kind of gravitating towards people who treat you badly. And then that kind of repeats the cycle of, you know, you blaming yourself, which keeps you in this kind of loop. And I feel like it's because you just don't feel like you're worthy of what it is you want. Right? You may be kind of like, feeling like you only kind of get people, or you only have relationships with people who, you know, treat you bad, right? That may be like a subconscious belief that you kind of hold on to, even though like you want better, you desire better for yourself. You just kind of don't believe it's possible. And then you kind of gravitate towards people who validate that feeling for you, right? Who treat you bad, or who are not good to you, who don't want the same things as you, who may be liars or cheaters or what have you, right? Who are just not good to you. And then you kind of blame yourself for that, or you say, see, this is why, you know, I'm not good enough, or nobody wants me, or something like that, right? But that's not the truth. I feel like that's just an idea of yourself that you kind of hold on to. But I feel like it's because you You just kind of had this feeling that what you want, you can't have. Right? No judgment here. This is a judgment-free zone. But we, trying to figure out how we gonna work with this. You feel me? But let's get through these blockages first. What's blocking Sagittarius here? Okay, that is enough. Okay, yeah, I feel like some of you here, like, with the Queen of Pentacles showing up, you're very, like, giving, nurturing, loving person, right? I feel like that may be, like, your tendency in relationships, to be the giver, to be the fixer, the helper, the, all around good person. But I feel like you kind of do that until it kind of leaves you feeling numb or without, like kind of lacking, right? You may be, very much attracted to people who are very emotionally detached, or just, just aren't good for you, who don't intend to give to you what you give to them. Yeah, with this Four of Pentacles showing up, like they may be very kind of like, they hoard things to themselves. They hold everything for themselves. And right, you kind of give until it runs you down. And then you kind of blame that on yourself, and you kind of feel as if it's your fault. You blame yourself for how that person treats you, when it's not your fault. It's them, and yeah, for others of you, I feel like you may even, on the flip side of that, be very kind of standoffish in relationships, right? If you aren't like the giver, right? Maybe that was you in the past, but now you may be kind of like very nonchalant, like you don't want to give to the relationship. You kind of hold to yourself. You disconnect for fear of being hurt. Right? You do want the connection, you want to give, but at the same time, it's like, no. So you kind of pull away, or you focus on other things to kind of avoid that. But at the same time, if you do that, you may kind of feel alone. You may feel kind of closed off, like, you can't have what it is that you want. Right? But I feel like here with this Hierophant showing up, right, I feel like it may be to do with, could even be to do with your parental figures, like what their relationship looked like. You may be mirroring your parents' behaviors, right? With the Queen of Coins, you may, your mother, right? If you're female, your mother may have been that way, or maybe your father, whomever, whichever parent. But I feel like you may be modeling that behavior, and you could even be attracted to folks like, the parent of the opposite gender, if they were kind of like emotionally detached, or if they weren't present in your life. You may be attracted to similar people, because I feel like, with the Hierophant, it's kind of like a repeating story that you may be kind of leading. This may have been, karmic completion. This may have been cycles that you kind of repeated in your love life, but I feel like it was passed down, be it from your mother, or your mother's mother, or or your father's father, that kind of thing. It may have been ingrained in you, and you kind of feel like that's all that, that's what love looks like. This is what this is what it looks like. But I feel like, you know, you're tired of that. You want something different, but you have a hard time believing that something different can happen because this is all you've ever seen. That kind of energy. Okay? But let's see what you can do to kind of get things moving in the right direction in your love life. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, so we have here the distorted masculine, maturity, the distorted feminine, serendipity, forgiveness, commitment, and soulmates. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, with the distorted masculine and the distorted feminine showing up, right, I do feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with like the kind of parental figure kind of thing. You may kind of feel, right, distorted masculine, like you can't have what you want, right? But at the same time with the distorted feminine, like you may feel like you need someone to kind of come in and to save you or to give you the love that it is you desire, right? You may feel like incomplete without that love or without someone in your life, right? But I feel like it's time for you to kind of be aware of this, right? I feel like, you know, if you're watching this video, that's kind of like the first step. You know what I mean? You're making yourself aware of the things that, you know, may be kind of repeating in your life, right? I feel like you may be tired of this cycle, right? Common completion. You're kind of tired of the cycle. You want it to end, but I feel like it kind of starts with you kind of owning up to your shit, you know what I'm saying? Right? Not saying, like, I'm not blaming you for none of this, right? But at the same time, it's kind of like you kind of get to the point where you can no longer blame other people for how things are going in your life, right? You have to kind of take responsibility, right? With the maturity showing up, you kind of have to take responsibility for how your life is now and how it will be going forward, right? And I feel like you are in that space right now. You're in a space where it's like, okay, I need to change some things, which is marvelous, right? So I feel like with that, it's kind of time for you to kind of sit down and, you know, reflect on what within you makes you feel less than, what within you, you know, you kind of need to heal, right? It could be to do with, you know, your family history, your parents, how they treated you or what you saw growing up, right? Working through that. Working through your own kind of self-esteem issues, right? Facing your fears very much, right? But also with the serendipity here, I feel like, you know, you may be, right, with the ambition showing up, with the self-acceptance, you may be kind of wanting to get somewhere quickly. And I feel like, you know, you're on this path and you're moving forward, and it's kind of time for you to kind of allow things to flow and to go as they are, you know, and to kind of release and to heal yourself, spend time healing yourself, right? This one says, I forgive myself, I am forgiven, right? It's time for you to forgive yourself for the things that happened in the past, to take the lessons and to kind of leave the pain in the past. You know, you don't have to continue to repeat these same cycles of pain and of sadness and grief, right? It's kind of time for you to kind of accept it, right? We have denial showing up. You may be denying still, right? Maybe what happened in the past or how it hurt you or how it made you feel. And it's time to kind of release that and to let that go, to forgive yourself, to love on yourself, to heal yourself, to focus on your own healing, right? To focus on not feeling like you need something or someone to kind of come in and to make you feel better about your life, but to kind of take your power back, right? And to realize that this life, you know, is yours for the taking and for the making. You can do whatever you want if you want love, right? You just kind of need to get into a space where you're open to that love that it is that you want. And in order to do that, you kind of have to heal any of that kind of repressed emotions that I feel like is connected to you being there for people that may not have been there for you. You giving to people who didn't want to give to you, right? And not blaming yourself for that, not feeling like you are worthless because someone didn't want to give you the love that you deserve, right? You still deserve that love. It's just you weren't meant to get it from that person, right? It's time for you to focus on giving that love to yourself, to healing yourself, to holding the love that you have for yourself within yourself, right? And only giving to people who are worth your love. You know, they don't, if they didn't want to give it back, they don't deserve it. Okay. Right. And then with the commitment and the soulmates, it's kind of time for you to get committed to yourself, to loving on yourself and becoming the person that it is that you want, becoming the person that will be the match to the person or the partner that you desire in the future, right? Working on being your best self, right? But let's see what else you can do to kind of get things moving in the right direction in your love life. Right? I feel like you may even be afraid of opening up, and it's like it kind of starts with kind of healing and releasing the past. Right? It may be hard to begin with. I ain't gonna lie, you know, but with time it gets easier. You know. You just got to start with kind of healing and loving on yourself. Knowing that you are worthy, right? Accept yourself first. Love on yourself first. Okay. So we have here Tower, unplug and relax for a spell, and Shark, swim away from the situation. Yeah. So with this Tower, it's time for you to spend time, you know, just, you know, like I was saying, healing on yourself, just spending time with yourself. I feel like in reflection, kind of getting to know yourself, right? Where you are, right? Not spending time like visualizing what you want for the future. That's good, but I feel like, you know, this is not the time for that right now. It's time for you to, you know, just spend time with you, where you are, to just enjoy and accept you and how things are at this current time, right? Because then with that kind of comes healing and kind of releasing the past and kind of just relaxing, you know. And then we have your Shark, swim away from this situation. Yeah, I feel like some of you here may still want to, or may even still be giving to someone here with this Shark who just isn't good for you. You know, they hurt you in the past and their intentions just aren't good, right? And it's time for you to move away from that person, to know your worth, to know that you don't have to, you're not obligated to giving them anything. They don't deserve you. Move away. They're not good enough. I mean, that's just, hey, I can't tell you what to do, but like, you deserve better. You deserve someone who's going to give you all the things that you give them and more, you know. And this here Shark, you know, swipe or no swiping, okay? Get away. But let's see what else wants to come out for you with what you can do to get things moving in the right direction in your love life. Right? I feel like you may have the tendency to kind of, you know, be like an overgiver, to give. But I feel like it kind of comes with like this feeling like maybe, you know, being afraid of being abandoned, or feeling like you need to give in order to receive love. And no, you don't need that. You deserve better than these fools. All right. So we have here the Four of Fire, the Magician, Yeah. Four of fire, the magician, and the curandera of air. Bottom of the deck, we have the curandera of water. Yeah, I feel like it's time for you, you know, with the relax as well, to, you know, focus on, I feel like you're healing first, getting connected and comfortable with yourself and where you are now, right? Spending time in, I feel like, emotional reflection, spending time like just processing your emotions, being aware of them, right? I feel like you may have gone through, you know, some tough stuff when it comes to love, but I feel like you may be kind of avoiding it or kind of shoving it down, not wanting to look at it. And I feel like it's time for you to look at that stuff, to be aware of it, to heal it, to process it, so that you can get ready to create, right? This Four of Fire, this magnificent relationship, right? In the future, right? As you know, you can't kind of create from a space of feeling worthless or less than, right? You're just going to create more of that kind of same energy. So it's going to be important for you to process your emotions, to be aware of your feelings, to see, you know, what's going on within you, right? What may need to be healed within you that's kind of still wanting to be processed, to be released, so that you're not creating more of the same old, you know, karmic shit, man. Excuse my language. But right, once you kind of clear that out, you heal that, you release that, you'll be in a better space to create better relationships for yourself, right? But let's go ahead and get you a goddess. So give us a goddess for Sagittarius here. Right? Because I feel like you may be feeling like, you know, like I was saying, like you're not worthy, or you can't have the love that it is that you want. But I feel like it's because there's still some unprocessed emotions here that are still keeping you stuck in this karmic cycle, that are keeping you feeling less than, which is then, excuse me, you know, attracting to you people that reflect that to you. You know, so it's time for you to release that, to heal that, to look at it and to let it go, to forgive it. Okay, so that you're not creating more of the same old stuff. Okay, so we have here, I don't know how to pronounce this, Aracura. I don't know. I'm sorry, you guys, but blooming. So let's read from the book. So it's your time to shine, and you're coming into your own with the assistance of goddess of the underworld and prosperity, Aracura. You're being recognized for the beautiful soul you are. Get ready to blossom. Yeah, I feel like it's time for you to really connect with yourself, to allow yourself to be where you are, right? To look at yourself and not to be ashamed of like where you come from, what you've been through, right? These relationships, or, you know, however many it was, 1, 2, however many, right? They kind of brought you to where you are now, right? They taught you some things, but I feel like they made you stronger. They made you better because you lived through it. Look at you. You're blooming, you know, like it says. And it's time for you to love yourself as you are, and not to kind of be afraid of, you know, what's going on within you, or be ashamed of yourself or your past, but to come to terms with it, to accept it, to love it, to love you as you are, and to not be afraid to express that, to be you. Right? But that's all I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope this reading helps you in some way. Don't forget to let me know down in the comments how it resonated. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you like to see more videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I truly appreciate you and hope to see you soon. Peace out.